Of course, if you guys don't know me, my name is Robert. I'm an entrepreneur. I got a landscape business and I also have a holiday lighting business. So I keep myself busy throughout the full year versus just being busy throughout the spring, summer, and the hotter months. When it slows down on landscaping, I'm at the peak of my season with my other business, which is Christmas lighting, which I've had for 4 years now. But I wanted to talk about employees today. I like to try to find good employees, right? What is a good employee to me? What is the qualities and the character of a good employee? Somebody who you can be reliable for me, meaning if I tell you to schedule, a week before, a day before, what the schedule is for tomorrow, that you can be punctual, be on time, because it matters on us staying in business. If people are able to fulfill the workload. Somebody, I try to think of this too. Like, I try not to be biased, but as a person who worked in the corporate world and worked for a company, I try to think of like what do I feel is missing while I'm in those positions and what could be better. And if I were to have this company that I'm working for per se, um, if I was to have this company, this is what I would do differently to try to show my employees that I appreciate the hard work they're putting forth and also have them, fairly compensated. And my thing is this, like, I try to think of realistic situations. Like, it's a real life out here, right? Where people don't want to work multiple jobs if they don't have to. So if you can find the right position for that person that they're comfortable with, something that compounds on their current skill set. So for instance, if I have somebody, like right now, I have someone that does my designs and, sending out my quotes. Basically, they're my back office person. That person is very good at, and they're very good at customer service. And I don't want to misuse that person by putting them in a labor position like, hey, I need you out on the jobs working with me. That's not the best use of that person's time. I know what they're really good at, and it's a disservice to the company. It's just a slightly disservice to them if I got them out. But sometimes out of desperation, when other people don't fulfill being reliable, like your laborers and things like of that nature, to get a job done, sometimes you have to lean on people who you can count on, even if they are in different departments. And the people like that who actually step up to the plate and actually, hey, don't mind doing it when it's temporary, those are the people you want around, because they get that we're building something bigger than just, something that's temporary. And that you got to make sure those people are like fairly compensated. It's a new day and age, and like when you think of the minimum wage, and this blows my mind to me. Like, somebody who is, let's just paint an avatar real quick. Let's say somebody who is working at McDonald's. Let's say they're 22. They're living with their parents. They're 22, and they're trying to grow. Right? They're trying to grow. They're trying to get into their own place and get their own car and become independent as an adult. It's going to be really tough for them to try to thrive off their minimum pay rate. So if they're only making, let's say, I don't know what McDonald's make. Let's say they're making $15 an hour. They're working 40 hours on average, and they get paid every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, let's say their check is around $600. 2 weeks, $600 check at McDonald's. In today's world, I feel like it is tough to find a place to rent or have a car and also be able to afford your day-to-day cost of living off of $1,200 a month. Not to say it can't be done. If possibly it can be done if you find somebody who you can be a roommate with. Like, there's situations where you can make it happen, but it's going to be a long road. It's going to be a long road, and in today's society, nobody wants to take the long road. They want not to say the easiest route, but in a sense, they want to be compensated for their time, especially if they're good at something. Like, I see people at like gas stations, even certain types of, like, let's say a McDonald's, that when you talk to them, they have a regular conversation. they're very personable. They're they have a smile on their face. Like, it's a guy who I bumped into at a gas station the other day. He's like, man, how's the family, man? How was your holiday? And this is a gas station, mind you. He's just ringing people up. I was like, oh, everything was good, man. Family's good. I don't know him. I haven't seen him not even twice. You know, this is my first time seeing him, and he's personable. Like, just connecting with people. People with skill sets like that, they thrive in other positions. He's not in his best position. Literally pay him probably twice as much what he position at the right company, because certain people, in a sense, are worth their weight in gold. They really take a business to the next level. And so I do have biased opinion, I would say, sometimes when I try to think of what fit. Would I want to be in this position that I'm trying to put someone else in? That's what I try to think of. And I think I do pretty decent, like, based off of, you know, the average wage and things like that people in other companies pay. I think I do pretty decent. Like, I have, like, on average, guys, they're making good money. If you're making almost $1,000 a week, that's okay. Like, that's like, for someone who's in their mid-20s, like, that's decent money. I think it's decent money. That's my biased opinion. I think it's decent money. If you're making roughly $1,000 a week, working for a company, and you know, you're being on time, you're doing what you need to do, I feel like there's decent money. But sometimes money's not the only driver, and it ain't gonna keep someone if they're not passionate about it. And that's what I learned. I learned this, like, so many times. This lesson has been taught to me by me hiring people, putting them in position, and paying them well, just to see that they don't work out. It's not about the pay sometimes. Sometimes people just, it's not me. I can't fix the problem that's going on with the person. Like, it's other stuff going on that I can't control. But outside of that, in the same token, I do try to provide some form of guidance, you know, let them know they do have a promising future. This is the vision for the business. This is the direction we're going. So that way people don't feel as if they're at a ceiling of what they make and they can't make more, etc. Given we do kind of work hard, you know, the type of stuff that we do, but in the same token, if they were doing anything in a comparison to other, I was trying to let you in, my boy, but you ain't turned, so I got to keep it moving. If they were trying to compare their wage based off of another company, sometimes I feel like if I'm definitely giving them way more perks than another company, I feel like, hey, I'm doing okay. But I try not to compare it like that. I try to think of what does it mean for someone within a certain demographic, as far as age. Like, some people are complacent and they're comfortable with getting in a certain place, but I feel like my ideal employee that I would like to hire, they desire to, you know, make a significant amount more income, and also, you know, be in a position of elevation to where they feel like they're adding on new skill sets to what they already know. That's my ideal employee. That way, because I'm the type of person, I'll replace myself. Whatever you need to get paid, just deliver on what's required for us to get to this point. Like, I'm not gonna put a barrier to say, hey, this is it. That's a downer. That's a downer when you know you have a ceiling of what you're able to accomplish within a company, and it gets really, really redundant, you know, based off of you not being able to grow in a specific way. But I feel like the ideal person that I would like to, you know, hire and put in position to, you know, work with my company is a person who, you know, desires to know more, understand that they don't have it all figured out, and kind of open to, you know, learning some things, because, you know, every company is different. So, but being on time, like the low-hanging fruit is, which are the controllables, and that's being on time, you know, communicating and doing your job with integrity, not doing the shortcuts, etc. But I wanted to give just a little briefing about, you know, what it means for me to have a good employee. I know it may be different for other people, you know, of course, all the other things that come with it, someone who don't steal, etc., like do all these, you know, crazy things. But I mentioned the main ones. The main one is being, you know, reliable, punctual, on timing, because we do have a schedule that we try to keep up with, and somebody who wants to grow, because I want the people to have the opportunity to grow, but they definitely have to that where in the heck where is he? I'm looking for my guy, guys. We had a meetup spot. But yeah, I'm looking for somebody who has integrity and character and kind of open and definitely teachable. Because there's some people that's not teachable. Some of those people that I said I would like to have as an ideal person, some of them are not teachable, meaning like they feel like they got it all figured out. And there's nothing new under the sun. If somebody started, it's been done. But you have to be open to understanding how wherever you go new, how they want you to operate in their environment, because that's where the difference is. But yeah, I'm actually out waiting on my guy. We supposed to met up, and it's a little bit of a headache. I think he right there. But anywho, yeah. Supposed to met up with one of my guys, right? I had this happen within 2 days, right? So I had a guy, right? He met up. I met him a few days before Christmas. He's like, "Hey man, are you open to any?" No, he's like, "Hey man, who cut your hair?" Right? Short conversation. Oh, there my guy's pulling up now. I'm gonna have to rain check on this one, guys. But I want to tell you, I'm gonna pin this what I'm talking about, because I feel like I'm getting more into relationships with people in general and trust, and I'm being able to decipher if I want to deal with you, period, at all, really fast when you make withdrawals on our relationship. So I feel like when people take withdrawals, is what I'm saying is them taking withdrawals out of my trust bank. Trust bank meaning you're doing something that make me distrust you initially off of first impression or conversation. I'm gonna pin this because I got a little story I'm gonna tell y'all on my next one. But leave a comment in the comment section. What does it mean for you to have a good employee? What qualities and characters that you look for to have a good employee? I feel like it's tough out here though. It is tough out here trying to find a decent employee. But I'm gonna stop thinking that way and just start looking more intentionally on the qualities that I'm looking for and put the people in position. But I'll talk to y'all later.